Aloha everyone, Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com. Stock market had a pretty decent session overall today. Basically it was mixed. The S&P 500 was down 0.13%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down slightly over 0.5%, consolidating within its trading ranges that they are both in. The IWM managed to close higher on the day, but it's getting up to close to that resistance line where I assume it's going to have trouble getting through or not. The V-shaped moves, they continue. It's pretty insane, man. It's unbelievable. I can't believe, we already are having V-shaped moves all throughout the narrow trading range, but then we get violent V-shaped moves, and it's just something you have to get used to or deal with or else wait. And I don't have time to wait. I have to make a living doing this, so I have to try to trade now using the proper reward risk ratios in my trade signals. Sadly, once again, no great signals, but there's some pretty good signals out there. Just if you're like waiting for, once again, if you're waiting for the most perfect signal to push 20%, 10% plus of your account capital in any one position, this isn't necessarily, any of the signals tonight aren't necessarily the signals that I would push a lot of capital into. You want to keep all these measured because they're all somewhat risky. Not a single one's over $20. So that being said, I'll show the very first stock that flagged. It's in my Can Slim Scan, but in my Can Slim Scan, I'm also a member of AAII, American Association of Individual Investors. I'm a lifetime member, and I always track their shadow stocks because I'm always interested in the methodology that they use for these stocks. Well, PCMI is one of them. It's a recent earnings winner, and it's doing basically a third test of recent support. I got that bullish hammer candle right off the support of Friday's intraday low with the above average volume and the max green bop. That's good to go to me using these parameters. Limit order 1080. Don't want to use high day because it's a little extended. First cut loss right there, 1015. Next cut loss for me right there, 955. Final cut loss 915. You got three clear levels to work with if you decide to go long, but if you're looking for only the best of the best stocks, this isn't it. Now, since it's AAII, technically this could be a 1% of my capital. It only showed up in my tertiary scan, so if I wasn't tracking the AAII stocks, wouldn't even have known it to my tertiary scan. So anywhere between 0.5%, 1%, I'll probably meet it in the middle, 0.75% of my account value in PCMI. Then RCKT. RCKT show up my perfect speculator scan. You got a volume surge, you got a bop surge, you got a pocket pivot point signal. You have a higher close than open, hard to see here, but it closed at 1808 after opening at 18. You got a nice big previous uptrend, so this stock can really move. That's why it's in the PS scan. 356% scan off those lows. Surge, not scan, off those lows. So pretty impressive. So RCKT, perfect speculator scan stock, above $10. It's technically a 2% long signal. You can get long at 1878 or use the close at 1808. I'm going to go ahead and use 1878 because I'm going to have some tight stops. 1704, 1635, 1579. It goes below 1579. I'll be all out of Rocket Pharmaceuticals, but 2% of my account capital into Rocket. It's probably one of the higher quality overall signals, but once again, it's pretty good stock actually. I thought it was actually more liquid than what it is. It's actually a pretty decent liquid name, so this is probably the highest quote out of all the new long signals. And then CAMT. This is probably the best quality out of all the new long signals. This is a low price Can Slim quality stock, but it was initially found in my perfect speculator scan after looking up its numbers on MarketSmith. I'll go ahead and try to throw that up for everybody. You can, I gotta resize it. Gotta resize MarketSmith. So looking down here, you can see those numbers. Can't see them all. Okay, well, there you go. You got 4 quarters in there. Look at the earnings per share changes. Look at the sales growth. Look at the estimates. Very, very high quality, low price, Can Slim quality stock. Mutual fund ownership is increasing. Positive cash flow. Everything's lined up as a Can Slim quality stock. So low price perfect speculator, 1%. Low price Can Slim, 1%. 2% of my total capital in this one. Want to get long at 678. Once again, some tight stops. First one, 643. Boom. 643. Boom. 633, and then a wide final one if you have a larger risk tolerance than you probably should on this one of 596. So I'll have a third here, and then a final third here. But you can be sure if any of these levels start going before this level comes into play, I'll be moving all or half or even more of my stops higher. But CAMT, 2%, RCKT, 2%, and PCMI, 0.75% as new long positions. And then ADVM, this is an ad signal. Its final investor relations conference was today, so that's out of the way. It's I forgot what the hell was going on here, but it's I don't know. It had a trial and it's done with all that, so there's no like upcoming news or FDA catalyst that could send the stock lower like ANTH today, which was down 81%. So you don't have to worry about that anymore for ADVM, so it's now in the clear. So with the higher BOP, the heavier volume, and the beautiful hammer candle over hammer candle pattern, I want to add to my ADVM position limit order 705. First cut loss right there, 635. Second cut loss right there, 625. And my third cut loss, 590 right there. So some pretty clear cut loss levels. And the same thing for all these stocks. I'm looking hopefully for a similar move to those previous uptrends. ADVM, you can see this big long uptrend. CAMT, you can see the big long uptrend. PCMI, I'm hoping for it to get back to old resistance levels, at least back here to 18, which would be about an 80 or 75% price gain. So, you know, I'm looking for some major upside on that one. And then RCKT, I'm not sure if I put that, but I already showed you the 356% previous uptrend. So they're all very good, high quality signals, and I have no problem passing on them. Now, no problem taking them, passing on them. Ugh. Boy, my brain drives me crazy sometimes. Just need to slow it down. So, sell signals. We don't have a lot of them, but they are out there. 50% sell signals, NMIH. Closing, hold on everybody. Okay, getting back, NMIH is a 50% sell signal, closing below the 50-day moving average, but holding above these lows here is preventing a 100% sell signal. Whatever you're long, you should have 50% here, 100% there, and that's where my stops are on my remaining position. ESQ is closing below its 50-day moving average on above average volume. A lot of heavy volume here as it's starting to roll over. So 50% here, no matter what, whatever I have left, the final cut loss will be right here. But 50% goes here. Could even, instead of using 2185, you could use 2156. It's up to you. It depends how much I have. I'll see. Maybe I'll have one here, and one here. I won't know until I see how many shares I have left and where I stand with the loss on the overall position. Then there is KEN. KEN, this chart's all screwed up, so ignore it, but it's a 50% sell signal. You should definitely have half of your stops below 1825. That should be your stop, 1825. You need to go look at a different chart than this one. I can't really even do the analysis for you, but it could also be a 100% sell signal. No matter what, though, you want to be out of half if it goes below that low. And IO is closing below the 200-day moving average and rolling over on heavier volume. 1, 2, 3 lower highs, 1, 2 lower lows. So it's not a full sell signal, especially with the above average volume, but you need to move half your stops to today's low a day, or at least that low a day right there if you're along from here. So IO 50%. SMTX fail, closing below the 50-day moving average on heavier volume than the session before with red BOP. This was the initial signal. This was the ad signal. So SMTX is a fail. Get all out. ESRX tried to buy a falling knife in CI with ESRX, hoping that this chart pattern would be a good catalyst for the stock to move higher. Nope, that's a 100% sell signal. I am already out. GBT is a 100% sell signal. My final stop will be right below 53.80. It moves below there. I'm all out. DEC I'm already out of, but that's a 100% sell signal. You got to move your final stop to today's low a day. And Pico, I haven't had a position in Pico in a very long time, but that's a 100% sell signal today, crashing through all of its previous support levels on huge volume and red BOP. All right, everyone, I'm going to wrap it up there. I'll see you in the chat room Tuesday morning. Aloha.